It's the NFL on EA Sports, and we've got a duel in the Lone Star State. It's the Colts and the reigning Super Bowl champs, and it comes your way next on Madden NFL 22.
We are pleased as always to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. The scene from a few moments ago, this crowd enthusiastically cheering on their Texans as they emerge from the locker room. And we're just about ready for football as the Texans get set to match up with the Indianapolis Colts. Set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. And no run back here, so they'll bring it out to the 25. So the Colts now coming out for their opening drive. And we get a glance here at their leader, the man who will be calling the plays under center.
And the numbers were not pretty. I mean, they don't look right. When you throw 2 interceptions, no touchdown passes, there's no way to really make that work. But I thought there were a lot of positives in watching his game tape. I think he's close to putting out a good performance. Let's see if he can flip those numbers around in this game. And, of course...
And, right away, he lost the football.
A lot of bad news on that play for them, wasn't there? Lost the football, lost a lot of yardage, but I think the good news outweighs it. Able to retain possession. That was big for them.
So they keep the ball, but work to do on 2nd and long. Off play action. Weston. Here's Griffin on the catch. And he will take this into enemy territory as he's out of bounds on the other side of midfield. A big play there for Indy.
Execution was one of their watchwords leading up to this one. And on that play, able to execute brilliantly here on this opening drive.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. They'll run the toss here with Taylor. And he'll be brought down at about the 42. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 14 carries, just shy of 140 yards, and a touchdown.
And the way they ran the ball in last week's game has to be satisfying to their entire staff because they're seeing not just a back gain big yardage, but they're seeing an offensive line really in sync.
To throw on 2nd down, Weston steps away to his left. And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a hole. He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a 3rd down situation. Back to throw. Weston. And a quick throw here that's complete. And he is going to have a Colts 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Nice methodical opening drive here. They're already into field goal range. They're in a good spot. You know that people like to take a shot in this part of the field. But at the same time, as methodical as they've been, they might want to run the ball a little bit here too.
And just on the outskirts of the red zone, they have options now. Either way, though, they've come out with a purpose. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Looking to throw. Weston. Escaping the pressure right. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. On 2nd down, it's Taylor. And we'll get a couple here down to the 22. Here comes the 7th play of this opening drive. They've moved it well, but here's 3rd down. They'll try and run for the 1st with Taylor. And he gets this down to the 18. Good enough for a 1st down. Had a chance to maybe limit them to 3 if they could have gotten that stop there, but a new set of downs.
And with a new set of downs, you got to take the mentality of the whole thing. Right now, everyone's looking at the offense and saying they've got the advantage. The best defenses just say, okay, new set of downs. It gives us another chance to make a play ourselves and maybe change things up.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Ooh, with a juke. And good downhill running. He's got 6 yards down to the 13. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Now a handoff here to his running back. The broken tackle could not free him as he's brought down at the 10-yard line. So play number 10 now coming. It's been a long opening drive, but this is 3rd down. Now a give to Taylor. And he picks up the first as he's able to take it down to the 7-yard line. A stop there on 3rd. They could have held him to 3 on this opening drive. Now they have to bow their necks on 1st and goal.
And if I'm looking at this from the offense's point of view, that's a big-time pickup right there. And I go right at him with another momentum play. I go quickly and attack them because right now they probably have their heads down a little bit since they didn't stop them on 3rd down.
First and goal, a chance for an early statement here on the road. Operating from the gun, Weston. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. They'll try again here from the 7 on 2nd and goal. Back to throw, Weston. Buying time to his left. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. Can this defense get the stop on the opening drive? Here's 3rd and goal. And down he goes. Pressure gets him back at the 14. Call it a loss of 8 there, and it's going to lead to a 4th down. 4th and goal.
This offensive line has struggled. In fact, when we sat down with the coach, he said it's been in tatters lately. They allowed 6 sacks in their last game. Just gave up another one right there.
In tatters, so it sounds a little bit like this right now.
Exactly. It's like that paper being ripped. And right now, they've got to find a way to get it back together.
And now the Colts call on their field goal unit here. And the 12-year veteran knocks it right through. And the Colts hit the scoreboard first. It's 3-0. Able to move the ball on that drive. Yes, just 3 points, but 4 first downs were in there.
Yeah, and you can look at it and feel pretty good about the whole thing and think, okay, this should continue throughout this ball game. On the flip side, if you're a defender, it's almost like, whew, we only gave up 3. They moved the ball on us pretty well.
And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. So out come the Texans for their opening drive. And they will be led out by their 6'4" quarterback.
And what I loved about meeting with him before the game was talking to a guy who takes ownership of his performance. 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions last week, but all he focused on was the loss, okay? And he did say, if I change my stats a little bit, not necessarily for me to look better, but that'll help my team.
They throw right away, and that's complete out on the right side. And they're able to get this one across the 35. The numbers for Pitts in that game a week ago. 4 catches, 79 yards.
And I get the feeling that he loves this matchup. I mean, the unit he's going against is in the bottom half of the league against the pass. He had to have circled this one on the schedule and said to himself, this should be a big game.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down. Oh, look at the catch there by Moore. And they'll get him to the ground. He has another first down at the Colts 37.
That was an excellent read right there. Saw cover 1. That means it's just a single high safety. So you know if you throw the ball to the outside part of the field, help is going to be a little bit late getting there. And he puts one out there for a big-time completion.
Now from Colts territory, here's a 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. On 1st down, Mitchell. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. So back back-to-back big runs, picking apart this defense on the opening drive.
I thought this was a passing league. I thought this was the era we were in where the ball was always in the air, right?
They didn't get the memo.
They didn't get the memo, and I know this to be true. Offensive linemen still, to this day, they want to run the football. They want to fire out and hit people across the line of scrimmage, and they're clearing space.
On first down, Hutchins. He finds his man, complete. It's Larson. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Hutchins. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
No sense risking anything there on first down. Even though he's still in the pocket, he had a receiver out to his side, so just put that in a spot where the only people who can make a play on it are the trainers and the coaches. Well done.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Now play number 7 of the drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 10. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston. A great play there. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Texans have taken the lead. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. So after the made field goal, here's McPherson to send this one away. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. Second drive coming up here for the Indianapolis Colts. And they come in losers of 2 straight. And remember, they've got the open date on their calendar next weekend, but you think it's vitally important, Charles, that they focus on the task at hand here.
Absolutely, because these players, they know what's coming up, and the difference between taking time off following a win versus doing so on a 3-game losing streak, that's absolutely huge, because they may come back if they lose this game to a facility, and there may be new faces in there and some teammates lost. Part of their struggles last week was getting these negative plays on 1st and 2nd down. That's something they have to be wary of as this game continues.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Weston. He'll dump this off to Taylor, complete. And able to break 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. So the completion good for 7 there. And they're going to have a 3rd down. Boy, the evolution of the game and how these guys on plays like that can get out of the pocket, keep plays alive, it just makes things so much harder for defenses.
It really does, and we're talking about an era in the game where the quarterbacks are the most athletically gifted that we've seen in a bunch. I mean, when you talk about collectively, it's unbelievable. So their ability to move is practiced now. It's not necessarily, oh, he just took off and you guys figure it out. When he takes off, everyone knows where to go now. They know how to run routes, change things, make themselves presentable for the quarterback. It's a lot of time that they put in on it. It's not just your static 1, 2, 3. This is where the ball goes anymore.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Throwing to start the drive. Hutchins. He's going to loft this one deep left sideline. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on 1st down, but he couldn't reel it in.
It's now 2nd and 10 at the 30-yard line.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. To the right side, it's caught by Mitchell. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. On 1st and 10, Hutchins. To the right side, and he's got more, complete. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talking about completions are one thing. As long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Back to throw again. This is to Pitts on the quick slant. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. Ready for the second quarter from Houston. It's the Texans in possession of the football. On second down, it's Mitchell. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. Throwing on first down. Hutchins. That's into the hands of Pitts, the tight end. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. Well, that's always a good place to throw it just because he's one of the biggest targets not only on this team but in the National Football League.
And you and I both know the quarterbacks love these large-bodied tight ends, and why not? Nowadays, they're really wide receivers who are just taller and have a little bit more weight. These guys catch the football, make big plays downfield. In the old days, we wanted them to block. Now coaches want them to catch the football first.
Toward the back corner of the end zone, but he could not get the feet down. This will wind up incomplete. On third down, Mitchell. He is going nowhere as he is enveloped behind the line. Nothing doing on second and third down after that 9-yard gain on first. Remember, that was less than a yard. That was not a full yard. That defense, they were having none of it.
Yeah, the surge the offensive line was seeking actually occurred on the other side of the ball. They reestablished the line of scrimmage and stuffed them.
Now the Texans are going to call on the field goal unit. On the left hash mark, this a 38-yard attempt. McPherson's kick is good. And they push the lead up to a touchdown now at 10-3. So a nice kick there as they add 3 to the lead.
And from what I've seen so far, Brandon, I think they've been the better of the two teams here in the first half. So even though you want the touchdown, I think that's a nice job there to put 3 points on the board.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Let's go.
Indy set to go on offense once more. And they have the game here followed by the open date on their calendar next weekend. And Charles, this is a crew that you have to think really is relishing the opportunity to be on the couch for a few days.
Yeah, they certainly are, but let's face it, partner. They can't get caught looking ahead to that couch time while they're playing this one. They've got to take care of business first.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. A 14-yard gain for Indianapolis and also move the sticks. Just a simple tap pass, but it pays off in a big way.
And sometimes the simple stuff causes the most problems for a defense because there's a breakdown in communication there. When that receiver goes behind the line of scrimmage and it looks like he's going in motion, someone either has to go with him or he has to be passed off to another defender. Somehow they didn't get that communicated well, and it turned into a nice play.
Second down, another run with Taylor. They follow up the gain of 5 by only getting 1 there on second down. The Colts on third down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Wide open receiver complete. And he is going to have a Colts first down by about a yard as they find a way to convert there on 3rd down and 5.
Well, this is where reading defenses and practice time comes into play. Got to know what you're running versus zone versus man and how to run the proper route. And they just executed that one pretty well.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They give to Taylor out of the gun. Takes to midfield, but no further. Just a yard there. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. That is incomplete. The Colts on 3rd down. They've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. This is 3rd and 9. Back to throw. Weston. And that is incomplete. Here's Tressway now. He'll boot it away from about his 35. He'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. And this will carry out of bounds. Where are they going to spot it now? At about the 18-yard line, it looks like. A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. We're in the 2nd quarter. They've got the lead. The lead, though, not so much because of the ground game, because of their air attack, Charles.
So what they're seeing so far is the possibility of things loosening up later in the ground game. Through the air first, maybe they have to start respecting that even more as the game goes on, and then there will be running lanes to find later.
Yeah, try to get him more involved here on this drive, maybe. Khari Willis there to bring him down. To throw on 2nd down. Hutchins. And he'll be brought down by the Colts. Jadeveon Clowney showing the explosiveness of the sack. He found his way into the backfield, and he simply would not be denied.
Well, they say that life's all about opportunities, and that holds true when you're playing defense as well. How about him seeing that chance, making the most of it, did a great job of wrapping him up and bringing him down.
After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
No run call here. They'll look to throw instead. And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete. The Texans send the punter out, as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. They punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10. Indianapolis offense ready to go again. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101. Win 1st down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on 1st down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating 1st downs that way. Keep moving the football. You don't want to get behind the sticks because then the defense has the advantage. A good run there off right tackle in an old school NFL football. The right side of the offensive line, often known as the nasty side. The left side, usually the technical side. Kind of reminds me of the old Atlanta Falcons 2009-2010. That's how they constructed their offensive line.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They'll run with Taylor. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
38-yard line, 2nd and 9. Looking to throw. Weston. To the right side, complete to Taylor. He's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4. From the gun on 3rd down. Weston caught here by Griffin. And he's got the first as they'll bring him down at the 28-yard line.
And that's one of those where it feels like backyard football in a sense. You say, forget about the route. Just run to the open spot in the middle of the field, and I'll find you. Good throw, good concentration on the catch, and they pick up the 1st down.
First and 10, Taylor now. They showed off the athletic juke. Good little gain there. Not a whole lot of real estate, but a nice carry. 45 yards rushing for him now in the ball game. Options galore here. Second and a few inches. Now a handoff. Taylor with it. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9.
Yeah, once more, strong running, excellent blocking at the point of attack. They've got a nice little drive brewing right here.
From the gun, Weston. On this one, incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's second down. On second down now, Dorsey. He gets this down to the 3, but no further. Brought the power run out of the bag and got a couple extra yards with it. A nice run there as he picks up 6. It's going to be 3rd and goal now. Score 10-3 with 2 minutes remaining in quarter number 2. They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. It's their quarterback. His 6th touchdown of the season. And the Colts are an extra point away from tying up this football game. That touchdown, Charles, the first rushing TD of his rookie year.
I don't know that he's going to be Lamar Jackson or Russell Wilson or Josh Allen at this stage of his career, but he's got youth on his side. Those young legs, he put them to good use there, didn't he?
Now the extra point try forthcoming. And he'll put it through, and that evens us up at 10 apiece. A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all. And it ends with a 3-yard scoring run. All level now at 10 apiece as the kick's away. This taken in at the goal line. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21. And now out comes Houston. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Well, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Back to throw. Hutchins. The Colts are going to get him. Down he goes. Grady Jarrett able to run him down for a loss of 12 that time.
You know, on these types of plays, we're always looking to assess blame. Okay, where did it break down? Sometimes it's just a great play.
A lot of ground to cover. 2nd and 22. Looking to throw. Hutchins. He's got his pass-catching tight end. That's Pitts. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down.
His position, and he's listed as a tight end, but he certainly doesn't run like one, and that's what we're seeing more and more coming into the league. Those guys who can run, make plays after the catch, and gain that additional yardage.
And using that speed there to turn it into a pretty nice little gain. To throw on 3rd down. Hutchins. And that is incomplete. So 17 seconds now on the clock here. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And control of the football, switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
All right, Brandon, thanks. A few teams starting to rise to the top as it's time to take you around the NFL here in Week 6. We'll begin out west at Levi Stadium in Santa Clara. And it's the Niners who have the lead as those two teams play the second quarter. The 49ers trying to hold on and claim victory. From there, let's head off and check out a second game. And they were losers in that one to the visiting Minnesota Vikings. Daniel Jones leading the way in the victory with 3 touchdown passes. Lastly, we head to the Gulf Coast and check on the Bucs at home in Tampa. And they trail that one over the visiting Green Bay Packers. 2 touchdown passes there for Jameis Winston. On now to a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for the Colts. And they were able to find some success running the football, which is something they'll need to continue to do in a close game like this one. Meanwhile, for the Texans, here's a look at their numbers throwing the football in what was a very even first half.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. Taken in at the 3. And a nice job there on special teams to limit him to inside the 15 as he's dropped at the 14. And the Texans getting ready to go here to begin the third quarter. It's a tie football game here. What do you think, Charles, the message was at halftime?
Well, I think that they probably just looked at things and said, we're fortunate that this is a tie game. No need to panic, no need to change a whole lot. We didn't play anything close to our best in the first half, so we don't have to go out and win one for the Gipper. Let's just go out and play our best football and win one for us.
And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. Here's a quick hitch route and the throw complete. And he'll go down right on the edge of the red zone following a pickup of about 7 or 8. From the gun on 3rd down, Hutchins. Well, the defense loses him. It's complete. Touchdown, Houston. A big play there. An 80-yard touchdown. And the Texans have broken the tie.
I don't think there's anyone who could possibly doubt how fast he could run on the open field. But if there were, he silenced those thoughts there.
Well, in this league where coordinators worry so much about drawing up the right routes, blocking assignments, misdirections and stuff, they have these precise arrows and movements. Sometimes the best plays just come from the schoolyard. You look at your fastest guy and say, go long, go get it, big man.
And the next-gen stats are going to tell the story, and wow, what a story it is. Nearly a full 23 miles an hour. One of the fastest plays on record, folks. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback.
Here's the Colts now as they get ready for their first possession on offense of the second half. And this game was all square at halftime, but now they find themselves down 7 following the opening drive touchdown here in the third quarter.
And they need to take a good, relaxing, deep breath, don't you think? Because right now they might start to feel like they've got to play catch-up here and start matching them point for point. But it's still too early to get there. They can still run their offense. Plenty of time to get back in this game.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
The goal for any offense versus a zone defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 48-yard line. From the gun, it's Taylor. Powerful running. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
2nd down, another run with Taylor. Just a couple on the pickup there, and now it's 3rd down. Operating from the gun, Weston eluding the pressure right. And he'll take this beyond the line of scrimmage as he slides to a hole. The decision to tuck and run gets him 3, but that's not enough. Now it's 4th. Kyle Shanahan's made the decision. They're going on 4th down. Try to punch it in with Taylor. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. Back to throw. Weston flushed out right. And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a hole. On 2nd down. It's Taylor. Oh, able to avoid him. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. 72 yards rushing for him now as he's done it on 19 carries.
But they're getting ready to go to work now in prime real estate after that last run. Found his spot and picked up nice yardage, didn't he?
And now he's got him knocking on the door of the red zone. On 1st down, Weston. They'll get this off to Taylor. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone.
Let's go. As a rookie quarterback, that's exactly how you endear yourself to your teammates. Give it up for the cause. It's also how you end up on the training table, too.
Yeah, it's a catch-22. Coach doesn't like it. Teammates love it. Where do you fall on it?
Well, I fall on wanting to endear yourself to your teammates, but pick your spots. Be smart about it. They need you for the full season.
Yeah, the rookie's going to learn as he goes. Taylor will score. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Just power football there, down near the goal line. Give it to him. He's able to push his way across.
Yeah, they went heavy there. Sometimes you have those big offensive linemen come in, have to report like they're eligible, but all they're doing is getting a good stance, blocking, and getting their runner across the goal line.
Now the try here for the extra point. And he gets it to go, and we're all even, 17 apiece. So the drive goes 75 yards, 10 plays. And it was capped off by a Jonathan Taylor touchdown. So all square here in this 3rd quarter as the kick's away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he returns this to the 22. Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. And their lead has evaporated in this 3rd quarter. It's tied once more as they begin with a 1st and 10. And he will fight his way forward to about the 23-yard line. A
Nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked.
And he'll be brought down by the Colts. Jadeveon Clowney in there to bury him for a loss of 11. And no matter what the situation, the O-line just hates that because they feel like they didn't protect little brother back there, right?
Man, that's just so difficult for them because just think about every single play. When you decide to throw the football, you're dealing with some of the best athletes on the planet. You talk about guys, if they weren't playing football, they'd be starring in the NBA at power forward. It's a really difficult task.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Hutchins checks this one down. It's Mitchell. And he'll be stopped here well short of the first down at the 24-yard line. They get 13, but it's not nearly enough. And it'll be 4th down.
It's 4th down.
The Texans send the punter out as he's on to kick it away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. And now Indianapolis set to take the field. The last possession, these guys were able to tie the game with a touchdown, and now they'll have a chance to move out in front.
Yeah, let's give a big assist to the defense who got the ball back. The special teams went out there, handled things. They've got it. They've got momentum. I know they're eager to get out there and put it on display.
And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. Looking to throw. Weston throwing middle, but it's incomplete. They come up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion. Back to throw. Weston. And this is going to be incomplete. Here's Tressway now as he's on to punt for Indianapolis. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. Houston set to take over. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old-school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
They go play action here on 1st down. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Powell. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Off the play fake. Hutchins. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
3rd quarter, all tied up. This is 2nd and 10. From the gun, Hutchins. Oh, and a bad throw there. It's intercepted. Picked up by Darius Leonard, the linebacker. And the Colts are going to get this back to their own 34-yard line.
Before we came up to the booth, last thing he said as we were walking off the field, want to play mistake-free football. Well, that just went out the window there with a pick.
And do you remember what you said to me when we were walking up to the booth after he said that? You're like, oh, fatal last words. Every time we hear that, things tend to fall apart a little bit, and that's what we saw there. Didn't get enough on that throw, and it turned into an interception.
The Colts come to the line, ready to start their next drive. Now a play fake here on first down. And that is incomplete.
Yeah, that one sailed on him. You've got to make sure you give your receiver a chance to come down inbounds because they are very gifted. They'll make the circus catches, but they make them out of bounds. That does you no good.
Now here's a throw that's complete. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. On the handoff, this is Taylor. He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. Not at all what they envisioned on 3rd down, 3 yards in the wrong direction.
I thought he did a nice job there setting an edge and make sure nothing could get to the outside. But he decided that wasn't enough for him. Worked his way back inside and made the tackle on the ball carrier.
Here's Tressway now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And a fair catch signaled for and taken at about the 18-yard line. Called out a punt of 38 yards officially. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Heading out is the Texans offense as they get set to take over here. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. Of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. Complete. This is Mitchell. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. Kyle Shanahan doesn't care much for that last call, so out comes the red challenge flag. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide, and I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things, but even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Here's the call. So the challenge there does not go their way. This will indeed remain a completed pass. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. They'll look to throw again. And a dangerous throw there on the drop-off. Incomplete, nearly intercepted.
It's now 2nd and 10.
Again, he'll drop to throw.
He'll dump that one off to Mitchell.
And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we played 3 quarters. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports. A field goal from this spot likely out of the question. They've got to get closer here on 3rd down.
From the gun, he'll hand this off.
And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
The Texans send the punter out as he'll come on to kick this one away. And this is going to be ruled out, I think, just inside the 20. Yes, it will. Side judge calls it at the 19-yard line. Here comes the Indianapolis offense now as they get set to take over.
Excellent job by their defense to force the punt and provide them with this opportunity, all tied in the fourth quarter.
Off play action.
Weston. He's got the tight end, Mo Alley-Cox.
And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1. Looking to throw on second down.
Weston. He'll check this one down to Taylor.
And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6. From the gun on third down.
Weston.
Flush to his right. He'll have a first down past the 40. And this turns into a nice gain with a slide at the end.
Let's go. A gain of 22 yards.
We just saw a nice example of why teams often bring in baseball guys to teach quarterbacks how to slide in key situations. You want to protect your franchise guy. Make sure he doesn't get hurt. He did exactly that on that play. A perfect slide to avoid the big hit and pick up a first down.
Let's go. Let's go.
On first and 10.
Weston. He'll find a man over the middle. It's Pittman.
And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 3rd and 3.
But when you go from 2nd and 4 to 3rd and 3, that just tells you who won that battle on the last play, huh?
Yeah, first round went to the offense, second round the defense. Off the bootleg.
Weston.
And that is incomplete.
Not sure what you're thinking here, partner, but I believe the officials have done a nice job here getting together and then coming out and indicating that there was a receiver in the area.
Absolutely, and he was in the area. Correct call made, no grounding.
On fourth down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. Houston's offense taking over again.
They'll run on first down.
It's Mitchell, and he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown, so a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later, and let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on first down.
And he powers his way up past the 30. Give him 4 on the carry, and it'll make this a 3rd and about 2. Looking to throw. Hutchins. The Colts are going to get him. Down he goes. DeForest Buckner able to record his 5th sack of the season. Just held on to the football too long there, Charles. That's point blank, right?
Yeah, I agree with that totally. You've got to have that internal clock that goes in your head that says either get rid of the football or flush and go and use your legs and try and pick up the first down. I think he hung in there too long, and the blitz got to him.
The Texans send the punter out, standing right on his own 5-yard line. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. A 40-yard punt, no return. And out will come the offense as they take over.
The Colts getting another possession here on offense.
Now, if you're a fan of punting, and I know that not many people are, but this game kind of turning into one for you.
Well, it's okay if it's a skills contest, right? We're really into it then, but not during the course of an actual game. This has turned into a field position game, though. Sometimes a better punter may actually determine the outcome.
Throwing on first down.
Weston.
He finds his man, complete. It's Schmidt. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it. Sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40.
81 yards rushing now on 23 carries so far.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run. Got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw it through 3 quarters. No reason to lighten up now. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Another nice gain, 16 yards there, and a first down again. Boy, an effective play there, getting their wideouts involved in the run game.
And when they're always hoping on that type of a play, that they can get to the end of the line and have a chance to turn it upfield as he did there. That means they controlled the blocking and took care of the defensive end or the outside linebacker to give him that lane.
And I guess I need to clarify, I said getting their wideouts involved in the run game, but of course that was actually a pass as he popped it forward.
And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. To throw on second down. Weston hits his target, the tight end Mo Alley Cox.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
Off the play fake. Weston. And it's caught. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. A field goal could get him the lead, but it might not be enough here as they come up on first and goal.
They'll look to run with Taylor.
And this will result in him losing yardage. Back to the 3. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to second down.
That's an excellent stop right there here in this tie game. They're doing their best to hold the fort and at least force a field goal attempt.
So they're backed up to the 3-yard line, second and goal.
Here's Taylor again.
And he takes this one in for a Colts touchdown.
Jonathan Taylor
with his second touchdown of the game, number 8 on the season. And the Colts have broken our tie as they take the lead.
So a great second effort there as he's able to stay upright and get into the end zone.
I think not just a second effort. I think a third effort was what got him in. Maybe possibly even a fourth.
Yeah, whatever it was, he was not going to be denied.
Extra point forthcoming. And they will take a 7-point lead now. So that drive consumes 9 plays all told.
And it was capped off by a Jonathan Taylor touchdown.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19.
The Texans offense now, they get set to head back on the field here.
And now after the touchdown a moment ago, they work from behind in a 7-point game in this fourth quarter. Plenty of time on the clock. So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20.
Throwing to start the drive. Hutchins over the middle and into the hands of his receiver Moore. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
2nd and 2.
Back to throw. Hutchins. He's going to let it go deep for Mitchell. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. Completes it to Powell. And he's brought down, but not before picking up the first with a very effective stiff arm. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And this is caught right along the sideline. What a job of keeping the toes in bounds there. A huge play there for Houston. Working the sideline there. Good route, good catch. First down, and he gets out of bounds.
Yeah, you have to like the play calling because you have to run some guys down the middle of the field to draw some of the defenders away. They can't just let them guard the sideline exclusively. That's how it's going to work. Sidelines and incompletions to use the clock.
A looming decision to make on the conversion, down 7. But first things first, they need to score as they come up on 1st and goal. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Whew, that's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle, so they're ready if a tackle happens inbounds.
And they'll turn to the power game to try to get in. And he's in for the score. Touchdown, Texans. It's the fullback. His second touchdown on the season.
And the Texans are an extra point away from tying this game here in the final minutes.
Love the excitement we've got going here. They just scored the touchdown. They're down by 1. How much fun is it now to figure out the possibilities? Kick the extra point and tie it. Go for 2 if they're really feeling in a gambling mood. What do you do in this situation?
Think you kick the PAT.
Yeah, I do too. Kick it, get my defense ready, and try and stop them one more time.
Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And, partner, we've got a tie game here in the 4th. Nothing separating these two sides. 24 all our score as he sends this one away.
The return man down to a knee, and this will come out to the 25-yard line. Indy set to go on offense once more.
And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
He finds his man, complete. That's Griffin. No gain there on the completion, 2nd and 10. Now the Colts moving quickly here in the hurry-up offense.
Finding Pittman.
And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also 3rd down. Trying to lay one up deep.
And a high throw there as this is knocked away, down to the ground and incomplete.
Here's Tressway now as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. And now out comes Houston. They, of course, tie game, would like to avoid overtime if they could.
And a lot of people would go ahead and play it safe here and get to overtime and try and win it there. But, you know, sitting up here in the booth,
take some gambles.
I say let's go for this thing, try and push it, and maybe catch the defense back on their heels a bit.
See if they do that. On 1st down, it's Mitchell, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Loss of 2 brings up 2nd and 12 at the 21.
Operating from the gun, Hutchins. It's caught, Mitchell.
And this is not going to be what they needed. They get a few here, but now 3rd down as the clock runs.
Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and that's going to bring up a 3rd down. So 4 quarters wasn't enough, and we are off to overtime. Don't change that dial. It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And a nice job there on special teams to limit him to inside the 15 as he's dropped it to 14. And the Texans set to come onto the field. Coming out with a jumbo package to start the drive. And he'll give it here to his running back. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. Second down. They'll keep it on the ground. Mitchell. And a very short pickup there across the 15 to the 16. 3rd and 8 situation. A tough spot here in overtime on the opening drive. Now a first throw here in overtime. DeForest Buckner in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
Well, if an offense is going to throw the ball on this part of the field, any pass rusher will tell you that's his favorite part. Gets a chance to get after the quarterback. It's almost like a reverse red zone. They can create points using their defense, and this time they take their man down.
The Texans send the punter out. On for a very important punt here in overtime. And he's able to get it out quickly, and this is not a bad kick here. The Colts set to take over here offensively. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10. Just shy of midfield at the 48. A carry by Taylor to start the drive. And he loses the football a second time.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. The fumble on first down now. Here's second down. From the gun, Weston. He sets to fire deep. And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete. So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. He finds his man, complete. That's Griffin. And he's going to come up a few yards short. Brought down at the 45. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down.
They didn't get the first down, but I have to say I do like the call. I like what they were trying to do. Try and hit your receiver on the run and see if he can pick it up. Keep it on his feet, get a little rack yardage.
Yeah, but a nice job defensively to get to him and keep him short of the first. Here's Tressway now as he's on to punt for Indianapolis. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds. The Texans back out there and ready to go. On first down, Hutchins. He finds his man, complete. It's Larson. And they'll wind up getting this to the 37. Gain of 9. This being their second opportunity in overtime, 3rd overall drive. See if they can settle into a rhythm.
And that's what you're looking for. Get a few first downs, move the ball downfield, have some confidence, get yourself in a spot where you can at least kick a field goal to win it. But I tell you this, if I'm the play caller, I'm looking at that part of my sheet that says playmakers. Get the ball in their hands, critical situation, now's their time.
And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39.
Ordinarily in short yardage, most people don't run a toss because it takes a little bit longer to develop. But some teams see it as a very physical type run because the amount of people that get out in front of the runner, offensive linemen, tight ends, sometimes an extra back, They like to run that play there and try and run over people.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Off play action. Hutchins. And this throw incomplete. Now the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down. On 3rd down, Hutchins. And he comes back with one complete. And he is going to have a Texans 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Charles, you get into these overtime situations, that's not a bad guy to dial into.
Well, when you have to have plays, especially in a spot as you just described, we're in OT, you've got to go to the guys you can trust and you know are going to make the plays. What they say, it's not the X's and the O's, it's the Jimmies and the Joes.
On 1st and 10, Hutchins right back to Pitts again. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down. He's padding his already great numbers here in overtime. More importantly, though, moving his guys downfield.
And I think that's exactly what's going through his head right now. Moving them downfield, putting them in a position to win the game. The stats, that's for the fantasy guys. I know they're enjoying that show.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Not enough there for a first. No gain, as a matter of fact. And it leaves them at 3rd and 1. CD, put on your OC cap here. What do you do? 2nd and 1, you get stuffed. Now 3rd and 1.
You know, in the old days, I would have said we're going to line up and we're going to run the same darn play and we're going to get it right. But nowadays, as tough as defenses are, I want some mobility. I want some movement, putting the ball in the hands of my quarterback and giving him a run-pass option.
They'll run on 1st down. It's Mitchell. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Here's a handoff out of the gun. And he's going to get this pretty close to a 1st down at the Colts 29. On 3rd down, Mitchell. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. Now a 2nd timeout called for by the defense. They'll be left with just 1 remaining here at OT. On 1st down, it's Mitchell. And he'll get this one down to about the 27. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. That's their 2nd and last timeout here in the overtime session. We'll be back. On 2nd down now, it's Mitchell. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. 69 yards rushing for him now as he was just trying to will his guys to an overtime victory. So all eyes now locked on Evan McPherson. This to win it in overtime. And he got it. The kick is good in overtime. He's able to split the uprights. Now remember, this one is not over, but with the time running short here in this overtime, that could very well be the game winner.
Yeah, remember now, the other team does get a possession, but when the clock runs out, that's it. So that was a well-calculated drive to use up the majority of the clock and leave your opponent with little to no time left.
Well, I know at points in this when you wanted to close your eyes because of all the points that were being put on the scoreboard. You're a defensive guy, but it was a fun little track meet, wasn't it?
It was, and you know the people who really enjoyed this game? They're the ones that like going to batting practice at the Major League Baseball parks, right? Seeing the 14-11 game, that sort of deal. That's right up their alley with what we saw in this one.
So for the Texans, their strong start to the year continues as they're up to 5-1. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Los Angeles Rams. Meanwhile, for Indianapolis, the losses are piling up as they drop to 1-5 now. And now they'll head to the bye week as they'll be back in action in Week 8.